Click the bell, turn on all notifications, and subscribe for around-the-clock WWE news in real time. The home of the most consistent and dedicated breaking news in WWE, Seanzviewent, is here for you. Like, comment, and share today.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the third time today, I've done 2 other videos previous to this one. This is why this is the third video of the day. Remember to check out all my other videos. Become a channel member. Click that bell. Turn on all notifications. Remember to comment and interact below as we do it and bring you the latest, the hottest, the most definitive in WWE. This is your place to be, the brash and the brazen, because if it weren't for you, there would be no Seanzview. We are true to all the viewers, fans, and subscribers that have come onto this show that appreciate what I bring to you, because Seanzviewent knows that it's about your satisfaction. It's about your interaction. It's about what you want to see, hear, and how you're going to listen to the man that keeps you in the know and gives you the scoop of all things WWE. Now, seeing that this is the third time today, some would say this would be the main event of the day. Some would say this would be the main entree. Maybe some would say that this is the dessert portion of the day, because where I am, it's 5 o'clock. We got breaking news on WrestleMania 41, major developments on the World Heavyweight Championship, huge news on Gunther, Jey Uso, and plenty more, much more. Also, pivotal updates on Randy Orton and John Cena. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, according to those in the know, Gunther says, despite his overall satisfaction with this Jey Uso feud, Gunther acknowledged that the creative direction didn't align with his personal vision. Gunther emphasized that, like many in the wrestling industry, he has his own ideas, but that don't always make it to screen. It's always a bit like what I think would be the best idea. That doesn't always happen, he explained. That's the nature of how the business works, and then you've got to be mature enough to realize that we do stuff every week, and there's always a better idea for something. Still, Gunther made it clear that he understands the collaborative nature of WWE storytelling and sees the bigger picture. For him, the success of the overall product outweighs personal preferences. At the end of the day, it's not about my personal taste or what I like. It's about what's best for the product at that point. In that regard, I think we managed it very well. In going into WrestleMania, I think we set the tone very well. Yeah, within the last couple of weeks has the tone gotten better, and it's gotten brighter, and it's gotten more tone to this whole Gunther and Jey Uso WrestleMania feud that could have easily been on Sunday Night Heat during the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. This match could have literally been a match on Sunday Night Heat, but we are getting it at WrestleMania for the World Championship. Some are kind of comparing this to when Kofi Kingston went against Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35. Although I felt that story had more meaning, I felt that story had more impact, and I think it made more sense that Kofi Kingston was in the main event at WrestleMania 35. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. And by God, did Kofi Kingston deserve a better run, a more solid run? And Kofi Kingston was really very underwhelmed as the WWE Champion. Not his fault. You know, blame it on the powers that be, the creative that be in the WWE. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the next big news bit here on Sean's View. We are hearing right now that a star in the company, a big star, their future is uncertain in the WWE. Now, why would their future be uncertain? Well, we're going to break that down and get into that right now, all the volatile updates. According to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, the future of this WWE star is uncertain following their Elimination Chamber appearance. And that being the person in question being Trish Stratus. For some reason, it is questionable and is doubtful that she will return anytime soon. However, as I say that, there may very well be a resurgence of the return of Trish Stratus. Who wants to see the return of Trish Stratus in WWE, one of the hottest divas of all time? Ladies and gentlemen, now you want to talk about breaking news. It doesn't get much more breaking than this as it concerns the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther confirms inking and signing a new deal with WWE that comes with added perks. Yes, Gunther has signed a new deal with World Wrestling Entertainment. Your thoughts, your comments, and your feedback on that. Gunther will be with the WWE for a long time. He has had a strong and dominant run as champion. He has confirmed a new deal. He also mentioned that a tour bus was part of the deal, something that he specifically requested. So Gunther has that good style as the world champion, much like Cody Rhodes, much like Randy Orton. Now, a guy like Gunther 5 or 10 years ago wouldn't have had the world title, wouldn't have had the bus. Although I kind of do prefer Gunther over Alberto Del Rio. I just could never understand. I could never fathom Alberto Del Rio. The fact that he once won the biggest Royal Rumble in history. He won the largest Royal Rumble, did Alberto Del Rio. You gotta be kidding me. Nick Khan rejects social media influence on WWE's on-screen product. Do you agree with that? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Gunther admits that Jey Uso feud didn't go exactly as he envisioned. Yeah, the entire time, I don't think we really envisioned the way it was going to go down, but it is what it is. Tiffany Stratton is defending her actions of the off-script promo with Charlotte Flair. And who do you think got the better end of that? Who do you think looked better in the end? You know, Charlotte Flair over the last couple of weeks has been trying to bury and trying to manipulate. Charlotte Flair's been trying to castrate Tiffany Stratton. That's what Charlotte Flair's been trying to do. But Tiffany Stratton came up big when it mattered most. She came up big when the lights were absolutely on bright, and Tiffany Stratton absolutely brought it. And Charlotte Flair didn't have a response. She got caught up. The fans got to her. Charlotte Flair didn't have a reaction. You're going to wonder what is going to happen now. Well, speaking about what is going to happen now, what about the fact that we heard this, but now we got a major development, a huge update on it. We all heard that John Cena will be appearing on the final SmackDown on the USA Network next week, the final SmackDown before WrestleMania. Now, a lot of people are assuming that, oh, that means John Cena is going to get the upper hand. John Cena is going to get the better of Cody Rhodes. So what does that mean? Well, that means whoever gets the better of somebody, that means that other person is going to win. That means Cody Rhodes is going to win. There's no doubt about it. Cody Rhodes is going to roll in and still be the WWE champion. Cody Rhodes is going to retain the title. And then why did John Cena turn heel? Why did we have this go down? Why did this happen? That doesn't mean that. Not by a long shot, because you want to talk about a swerve. You want to talk about a Russo swerve. That is exactly what we're probably going to get. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. But ladies and gentlemen, the specifics about what's going to happen next week when John Cena shows up, the specifics when John Cena returns, you can only imagine how John Cena is going to react and respond to the Crossroads by Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw. Now, originally, John Cena wasn't even supposed to be on any more Raws, any more SmackDowns before WrestleMania. But it only makes sense that he will indeed return. John Cena, the man that books the place. Wait, no. He's the face. I'm the man that's prolific, consistent, and dedicated, because if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean's View. But, be that as it may, we're also receiving word at this hour we're also receiving word about a death, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, there is a death in the world of professional wrestling. Sadly and unfortunately and untimely, these deaths occur. Sometimes they're not what you expect. Sometimes they're not what you anticipate. But Carlito Caribbean Cool has called upon his own death after the spear. He has called his own funeral. Has Carlito? It's online. Go check it out. Carlito says may have seen the death. May have seen the end of Carlito Cool, as he has called his own funeral. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on Carlito Caribbean Cool after that devastating spear from Braun Breaker. And boy, did Braun Breaker break it down for the entire world to see. Oh my God, it was epic. It was off the charts. It was intense. And Carlito may never be the same again. Maybe that is why Carlito said, well, it is my funeral. It's my end. I was cut in half. Carlito, ladies and gentlemen, for all intents and purposes, quite frankly, may not feel so cool after that spear, because the brash one is here. But that's certainly not all, because we're bringing down the hammer of all the news, the rumors, the headlines. It is percolating right in front of us. NXT crowd hurls F-bombs at Swerve Strickland amid the Booker T feud. And if you've been following this, if you've been reading on it, if you have been thinking about it, This thing is now escalating to the fans. It is now going to the crowd. They now have their own say, and obviously they're taking the side of the Booker man, Booker T, the 5-time WCW champion, sucker. Candice Michelle calls personal drama in the Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton promo a genius maneuver. Also, we are going to get another Bloodline member being called up to the main roster. Are we going to happen? Another Bloodline member is expected to make their NXT debut amid a continued delay. Yes, there is a delay, but that's okay. Stephanie McCurr makes a decision about Stand and Deliver women's title match during NXT. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Also, the backstage reaction to the fact that, well, Ric Flair will not be able to even Ric Flair will not even be able to attend WrestleMania. And I'm sure Ric Flair wanted to interfere. He wanted to intervene. Ric Flair wanted to help out Cody Rhodes. Well, that's not going to happen because Tony Khan is simply not going to allow it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your prime source. We come to you hourly with the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive. If it weren't for you, there would be no Sean's View. Subscribe.